Okay, hello, welcome everyone. So today I want to delve into the world of AIL, at least for my Windows neovim config. Again, this is my Windows neovim or vim video series to at least remind myself how to set up Vim on Windows. And I have a GitHub for it as well. And I'm also updating some of the instructions here. Okay, so again, all the stuff I'm doing here, I will try to make it as Vim compatible as possible, so no Lua. Okay, I'm also not really familiar with Lua. I know it's very useful, but I'm not using it here. So should be Vim compatible, all right, wherever you're using it. So what is AIL? Okay, AIL is a specialized linting engine, right? And AIL is probably better than what we already experienced before. We did go before with the vim-lsp linter. Okay, because we tried in the last video that vim-lsp does a sufficient job of linting, meaning to say it tells us where the errors are and everything. Okay, however, if you really want to push it yet another step up, so to speak, I mean what you have here is already pretty much enough. But if you really want to push it another step up, you want to push it another step up, then I suggest you check out this AIL. Okay, for AIL, the way it does linting is way cleaner, and also it's way more configurable. Moreover, it has a lot of how do you call that? It has a lot of support for other other features like fixing. So you can actually fix code very well. And there is someone who did a very good YouTube video about it. I can leave the link in the description. Yeah, there's this YouTube link. You can control and click this description in the this link in the README. Okay, the Git repository I'll leave in the description, and all the links will be there in the Git repository. So yeah, so there's a bit of linting and fixing. Linting is to tell you where the errors are. Fixing will really auto fix your code. Now, I won't be going into fixing today. I'll just be going into linting. Okay, but before we go into that, before we go into that, I want to talk about why we want to use AIL. Okay, why we want to use AIL. So if you're not interested in this part, just skip ahead. But without further ado, I will just continue the explanation. So before, let me see whether I can still do this properly. And before we actually had we were setting up things like this. We have an LSP, a language server protocol. This LSP will talk to something like this is a LSP server. Okay. Okay, LSP server. So this is an LSP server here. And the LSP server will talk to the LSP client. Okay, pardon me, it's a bit unprofessional, but I'm just doing it as a quick explanation. Okay. So let's draw the client here. And what is the client? The client is actually okay, what we have as a vim-lsp. Okay, let me zoom in right. In vim-lsp. So the vim-lsp will ask the LSP server, okay, what code do I need to check? How do I check? So this is a vim-lsp. Should really buy a pencil or something. I'm using the mouse to do this. I've really lost it. Hold on. Okay. So vim-lsp will be the LSP client. Okay, so vim-lsp will ask the LSP server, be it a Rust server, a Python server, whatever. How do I check for code errors? How do I check for definitions and all that? So that's what the vim-lsp does. Now, once the vim-lsp obtains this information, it will present it to you, the user, via two interfaces, right? One is the autocomplete, all right. Okay, one is the autocomplete, right? First is autocomplete, and second, it will be linting. Okay, so linting. Okay, so both of these will be displayed to you at the end user. So these are like for a few separate functions. One LSP server, one LSP client, one autocomplete engine, one linting engine. All of these can be separated, but usually when you do your VS Code or whatever, okay, these are all come together. Now, okay, this is I was just installing some stuff just now. Yeah, this is my archlinux LSP setup currently. So what's the autocompletion engine? Okay, autocompletion engine is here, async complete. Okay, async complete. Async complete is this autocompletion engine, and it does good for what it's supposed to do. Async complete. Okay, so async complete. This is the engine that takes care of auto-completion for you. Right, so this is the auto-completion engine. The linting engine, what will it be? Okay, the linting engine here in a sense is vim-lsp. Okay, vim-lsp actually takes care of the linting. So you can check it out here. Yeah, vim-lsp is sort of taking care of multiple jobs for you. It takes care of both. It's also a client for LSP. It listens to the LSP server, or rather talks to the LSP server, asks it what am I supposed to do, and it also tells you what are the errors. Okay, so this is also taken care of by vim-lsp. So vim-lsp is actually sort of acting as a jack of these two trades at least. It's both an LSP client and a way to do linting. And vim-lsp, well, as the name suggests, the main focus of vim-lsp is supposed to be doing this LSP client. Right? It's supposed to be doing this LSP client. Okay, and everything else is kind of a side job thingy for vim-lsp, though it can do it, but it may not be as good as other specialized software. Now in Unix we have this not we, I guess they, I did not develop anything Unix. We have this philosophy of the program should be very focused and do one thing and one thing only really well. So that's the philosophy. Every single program is neatly packaged, it's very specialized, it does one job and does one job only, and it does it very well. And I think that's a good philosophy to follow, so that each program is specialized and that you have the appropriate amount of attention and focus given to the program to do its job well. Okay, if it starts trying to do everything, it can do everything, but it will become like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of a situation, where it does everything but doesn't do everything that well. So a better philosophy would be say, okay, I get a specialized piece of software to do linting for me, and that is AIL. Okay, AIL right here, AIL is an asynchronous lint engine, and as the name suggests, the key mission or the key focus of this is to do linting, and also it does fixing as well, but the main thing is to do linting. Okay, now AIL also has a LSP server as well. It can also act as LSP. It can also act as a LSP client, which means, all right, it will take this language server protocol. It will so let me put the AIL over here. Yeah. Let me get a nice color. Oh, orange is very AIL like. So let's put AIL over here. AIL. Oh, I really like their style. Okay, so AIL can also act as a LSP client, but it excels more at linting. So linting is the act of telling the end user, where the errors are. So AIL is very good at linting, but the secondary job it also does LSP client. It also can do auto completion as well. It kind of does all these things. But technically speaking, you may or may not want to have AIL do completion, LSP and linting. So you want each program to be focused on its key mission. So AIL, maybe you don't do LSP. Let's have vim-lsp take care of LSP stuff. The async complete take care of the completion, the autocomplete engine. AIL, you just handle linting and maybe one or two fixes here and there, kind of a thing. All right, so that's the philosophy I kind of approach. There's no one right way to do things, but yeah. So again, Ale has an auto completion engine. All right, if I just find auto completion, okay, it has built-in completion support, or it also works with deoplete. Deoplete is a very advanced completion engine. So you can see Ale offers some support for completion via hijacking of omni completion while you type. Okay, so there is a little bit of completion support, but again, even in the documentations, it's recommending, okay, we will integrate with another completion source such as deoplete. Okay, so again, here's another situation where you see Ale trying to be jack of all trades. It does the LSP, it does linting, and a little bit of auto completion. But kudos to Ale for saying, okay, in a sense, they're not really trying to be expert at everything. They are very good in telling you, okay, let something else like deoplete take care of the auto completion engine. Okay, deoplete is pretty advanced. Okay, and so what Ale is doing here, it is trying to take the LSP data and is trying to feed it to the autocomplete engine here. Again, this is already covered by vim-lsp, okay, because vim-lsp actually talks to the async complete via vim via this plugin. Okay, this is the async complete LSP vim. Okay, so the LSP async complete LSP is already talking to the vim-lsp via this plugin. So you don't, this link is a very strongly established link. Don't mess with it. Let's my setup here, what I think is best here, just let Ale take care of the linting, and we'll take vim-lsp out of the picture, get vim-lsp to talk to Ale. That's what we sort of want to aim for. So with this setup, we have vim-lsp doing what it's good at, which is it's meant to be a specialized LSP server. We get Ale to do what it's good at, which is it's a good linting engine. We get async complete to do what it's good at, which is asynchronous auto completion. Okay, so this is the philosophy I'm going for, and that's why I do things the way I do things. Now, of course, you can do things another way. I will not, and then there's no one way to do everything, but this is the way I see makes sense to me, right? So again, this is my setup on archlinux. Archlinux already has Ale inside its pacman repository, so I do pacman ss ale or paru ss ale. Okay, Ale is already installed, or rather pacman qs, which is to query existing what do you call that, existing packages. See, vim-ale is already installed inside the package manager. Okay, so in Arch it makes it very easy in the sense that I can just install this vim plugins meta package. Okay, this is vim plugins meta package right here. Yeah, once I install vim plugins meta package, all these plugins like nerd3, Ale, those are installed. Some other things they don't come with it, like the OmniSharp. OmniSharp, you can find the Arch user repositories, but you have async complete, all this. You can use either a plugin manager or you can install from the Arch user repository. Okay, but why am I saying this? Is because I want to emphasize that the plugins here will not exactly this vimrc or init vim setup will not really work for Windows. For Windows, you need to be a little bit more detailed. So what do we need to do to maybe, modify our setup and get Ale working? Okay, so we always try to look back at the map to see what's going on here. We just want Ale to do linting. Let auto completion be taken care of by async complete, and vim-lsp talk to async complete via the vim-lsp plugin. Okay, so we are setting up Ale in such a way that it just takes care of linting. So how does it do that? Okay, if we go scroll all the way down, okay, so it says in this section, how can I use airl and vim-lsp together? Okay, vim-lsp blah blah blah. All right, is a good popular plugin for LSP. Okay, it provides all LSP features including autocompletion, diagnostics, blah blah blah. Okay, airl also provides LSP support, but you can disable airl's LSP like that. Okay, let g disable this gairl disable LSP equals to 1. G actually stands for global over here. In case you're wondering what that is, it means it's a global variable. Okay, so airl can do integration and stuff, but one of the ways to think about vim-lsp. Okay, let me open up the hard version here. Okay, one of the ways to do vim-lsp plus airl is to install this plugin. Now, what does this plugin do? Okay, you might want to go to documentation for a while. Okay, for more details, go to this documentation. Okay, and this is a very minimal setup. Okay, you don't really need to do so much. So for example, here in the usage part, let me zoom in full screen, and now I also want to turn on screen key. So let me turn on screen key. Okay, screen key with a timeout of 0.5. Okay, so now I have a screen key. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so for example, you have this thing here. If you want to register LSP servers, you have to use this LSP register server and set the vim-lsp linter to airl linter for the file types you want to check. So this is what the thing looks like. All right. Yeah, here's what the thing looks like. gairl linters. Okay, for example, for Golang, here's what the thing says is Golang. You will have this LSP server registration code block, which I guess is taken care of by another plugin known as the vim-lsp settings. The only thing you need to really care about is this part: gairl linters go equals vim-lsp go lint. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to be done. But vim-lsp airl configures vim-lsp and airl automatically. You don't need to set up the various variables for that. Okay, so all you need to do basically, if you already set up the language server, you only need to set the airl linter to make sure it uses the vim-lsp. Okay, vim-lsp. So whenever you want to make a linter, make sure you do this vim-lsp. Okay, so lsp airl configures vim-lsp and airl automatically. You do not need to set up various variables for that. Okay, so what does it do? It disables diagnostic results from vim-lsp. So what does it so in this diagram here, vim-lsp no longer does the linting. Okay, no longer does linting diagnostics. So this vim-lsp airl actually takes care of this error for us. Okay, second thing it does is that it disables LSP support of airl, since vim-lsp handles all LSP requests and responses. So it makes sure airl doesn't do this talking between the LSP client and server. So airl just does linting and linting only. Right? So let's open up. I'm opening up the VM here. So long story short, what are we supposed to configure? Oh, there's an update thing here. I'll deal with that later. Okay, so yes, how are we supposed to do this? Okay, so vim-lsp airl, okay, very simple. We need to do these two plugins. Okay, I will put it here I'll put it here inside. Okay, the the vim keys don't actually work here as well. Let me copy this and I will paste it here. So this is the slightly harder version. Let me X out of here. Copy, paste. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'll put this here, LSP with ale. So this is slightly harder. It's not that much harder than just now, but that's if you really want to yikes. Let's do the hard version. Come on, hard version, come out here. And we'll do the preview. Okay, LSP with ale. Control V. Oh, undo please. Yes. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just copy this bit right here. Oh, is that a copy button? There should be a copy button here. Oh, I have to click it first. Copy. All right. And I'll paste it here, and I'll just delete what is not necessary. So I already have vim-lsp here. I'm not going to do it again. So just have these two plugins. Oh, come on. Equal. What? Doesn't auto format here. Hey. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'll save. So LSP with ale is already done here. Okay. So just want to explain what we are doing so that we don't get confused later. Okay, so now it tells us you're supposed to do setup for the vim-lsp, right? Okay, there will be this executable whatever that is done. Okay, however, if we look at our other plugins, okay, we actually relied on vim-lsp settings to help us set up the LSP server properly, right? So we don't actually do this part. This part is actually taken care of by another plugin. We only need to care about this, the vim-lsp linter. And of course we have a go lint down here, but I think the correct usage is to put vim-lsp right here. So I guess, yeah, I guess, like, for example, if it's a Rust linter or whatever, yeah, we will just need to insert vim-lsp in here. So the way to do that, it will be sort of done here. Like over here we have v ale linters will be flick 8 highlint. Okay, so here is where we can do our linters. Okay, we will have this JSON looking like format. Okay, and for example, you have a CSS file. You can get the JavaScript linter. Okay, so basically that's it. So instead of using yeah, you have to put your file suffix here, and then you put the linter you use. However, for our case, we will just always use the vim-lsp linter. So here is where we will do the part. Why is the core plug n over here? Okay, I forgot my 1, 2, 3s. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. And of course, everything in the beginning still works. Okay, I'm going to just copy and paste all of this. Okay, let me do the rest of the setup, and then I'll get back and explain what I've done. Okay, so here's the script I've come up with so far. Okay, I hope this works. Yeah, of course I tested in Arch, but not here. Okay, so everything is same as before. Okay, but we have to kind of think with so many plugins, how do we sort of manage everything, right? So LSP with ale, we have this, we plug in the ale things, and then of course then we append to the back how we're supposed to set up the ale, because the LSP and ale plugin will take care of will ensure that ale and vim-lsp don't interfere with each other. Okay, then ale is the linting plugin. We can use it to do stuff. So this is a very basic setup, at least somewhere to get us going, but it takes a fair bit of understanding to know what's going on in these lines of code. So I can just put here ale and vim-lsp, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay. All right, maybe I didn't need to type in extra things. Go to the bottom, and let's take a look at the back. I want to set up my Python and Rust like that. So I'll do this, and then I'll paste from the register. And this is only available in neovim. Okay, this is only available in neovim. And oh, it's an unexpected end of line. So this shows that our LSP is still doing well. I need to do things like that. Okay, so let me equalize. Okay. Unexpected token. That is interesting. Oh, right, I need a comma here. Okay. Okay, let me figure this out first. I'll come back. Okay, so here is my ale linter. Let me just indent it maybe 2 times to the left, make it look a bit nicer. So every time I do this, I need a backslash, and okay, I think I'll just put the correct formatting back in the VS Code. Yeah. And what this does is that it specifically says for Python, only use vim-lsp as the ale linter. For Rust, use vim-lsp as the ale linter. Everything else is performed by ale. And yeah, let's just we're gonna keep focus. I don't want to keep adding extra stuff in. So let's source this file, plug install. Thank you. So it will clone in the plugins, and hey, I'm going to open and close Vim again, or maybe I'll source it here properly. Nut tree open. Let me open to my tab new first. Nut tree. I will quit this. I'll cd to maybe the documents, and maybe a YouTube folder. Nut tree. And let's see whether we have a Python hello world. We can check it out. Okay, I'll just put some random things here. You can see straight away that our LSP actually is using py-lsp all. This was the LSP we installed in our linter inside our vim-lsp. However, it is ill actually taking care of the LSPs now. You see, this thing's a lot less jarring, and all the errors are kind of moved to the bottom. Now, if you want some other, like, I mean, you can have pop-ups and stuff, but I do not like too many pop-ups in general, because I will then have to cancel all the pop-ups, and it can get, like, you know, data overload. Okay, so one way of having them is to get it integrated with the airline teams. Airline. Okay, Vim airline. Remember, airline is Vim airline is this thing right here. We can actually get it to work with ale. So I can just do this right here. I'll source this. Okay, and let's do type some nonsense in here. Okay, I think it's already enabled. I do not know, but okay, here it is. It's it's complaining about some stuff, I think, like mixed indent, file trailing. But it seems that okay, maybe airline already takes care of it. I'm not really that sure. But it says here there's an error 1 at line 5, which is good. You do want them to show you. Okay, so yeah, actually, to be honest, I don't know what that does. But it seems like a good option to have. Okay, I'm just leaving it there. Alright, so okay, so it says what? Set this airline will handle the rest. Maybe someone already did the airline plugins for us. Oopsie. And I think that's it for this video. This is so-called the hard version, not because we are doing lots of code here, but it takes some kind of in-depth understanding to know how to adjust the plugins so that they don't interfere with each other. And we got to know what we are doing. Yeah, what plugins handle the LSP part, what plugins handle the auto-completion part, like async complete. Async complete is supposed to do auto-completion, and that's its key job. AL is supposed to do linting. vim-lsp is supposed to do the LSP part. So this is the setup. And of course, you can use this understanding to make any other setup you want, but this is what I have chosen for the time being. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. I'll see you guys next time.